headed to Bodiam Castle, a stunning 14th century moated castle in the heart of East Sussex. With its huge towers, stone bridge and perfectly still moat, it honestly looks like something straight out of a storybook. Throughout the day we explored medieval ruins, climbed towers with incredible views, uncovered stories from hundreds of years ago, and even discovered a hidden piece of Second World War history. So come along with us as we spend the day exploring one of England's most iconic castles. Let's go. As soon as we arrived, the first thing that stood out was the moat. Seeing the castle rising out of the water makes such an impression, and it's easy to imagine how intimidating this would have looked to visitors hundreds of years ago. Bodiam Castle was built in 1385 by Sir Edward Dallingridge, partly as a home and partly as a symbol of power and protection during a time when England feared invasion from France. Before heading inside, we walked all the way around the moat, which gave some amazing views of the castle from every angle. The reflections on the water looked incredible, especially on such a bright, clear day. You can really appreciate just how symmetrical the castle is from outside. The towers, battlements and walls all still feel so grand, even though much of the interior is now in ruins. Before entering the castle itself, we stopped at a small exhibition area to learn a bit more about the site's history. It was really interesting to see how the castle changed over time and learning about the people who lived here. Even though Bodiam looks like the perfect defensive fortress, historians actually think it may have been built just as much to impress visitors as to defend against attacks. There were also old illustrations and displays showing what the castle might have looked like when it was fully furnished and lived in. It definitely helps bring the ruins to life. By this point it was getting seriously hot, so we decided to stop for lunch. We found a shady spot under one of the trees and laid out our picnic blanket with the amazing view overlooking the castle. Honestly, there are not many better places to sit and eat lunch. After lunch, it was finally time to head inside the castle. To enter, you cross the medieval bridge over the moat before passing through the Barbican, which was the castle's outer defence gateway. Then we reach the impressive gatehouse, where you can still see the original portcullis and the coat of arms of the Dallingridge family above the entrance. Once inside the walls, we watched a short video explaining more about the castle's history before heading off to explore the ruins for ourselves. One of the best things about Bodiam Castle is that enough of the original structure still survives that you can really imagine how the different rooms once looked and functioned. Don't say that, I can't have it in there. As we explored, you could still see huge fireplaces built into the walls, old bread ovens in the kitchen area, and even the castle's deep well, which would have provided fresh water to everyone living here.
Dragon, bloody dragon, there's a dragon.
It's the kind of place where every staircase and doorway makes you wonder what life would have been like in medieval England.
You go find Rupert and Mummy.
I'm not going to do this. I just think it will be up the town.
Reading about the Great Hall.
Reading about?
The Great Hall.
Okay, what did it say?
Just that it was out there, and there probably would have been a raised platform, and there's a metal strip across the top of the three archways where it might have been the minstrel's gallery.
Okay. The castle also has several towers that visitors can climb, and that was probably my favourite part of the whole visit.
Remember what I told you last time? Right, so with the
From the top, the views across the Sussex countryside were incredible. Because the weather was so clear, you could see for miles across fields, trees and rolling countryside in every direction. Standing up there and looking across the landscape really gives you the sense of how important castles like this once were. You're looking all summery there. It's a lot of steps to get up here.
As you see on the other one that have brakes on the way up.
Before leaving, we made one final stop at something completely different. A Second World War pillbox built near the castle in 1940. It's strange seeing something from the 20th century sitting beside a medieval castle, but during the war there were fears that Germany might invade England through the southeast. The pillbox was part of Britain's emergency defences, prepared in case an invasion ever came, although thankfully it never did. It was a really interesting reminder that this site has witnessed hundreds of years of history, from medieval knights all the way through to World War II. Overall, Bodiam Castle was such a great place to explore. Between the beautiful setting, the fascinating history and the amazing views from the towers, it's definitely one of the most impressive castles we've visited. Even though it's now ruins, it's still incredibly atmospheric, and it's easy to picture what life here might once have been like. Thanks for coming along with us on our day exploring Bodiam Castle, and we'll see you in the next adventure.